Going back to last week's parsha, we feel so nebach for Yosef. First he gets thrown into the pit, then his own brothers sell him, then he has the whole incident with Eshes Potiphar, and he's thrown into jail. So many things, so many bad things happen to Yosef. And we just feel so bad, and we ask ourselves, why is this happening? And this week's parsha indicates then, this is why. Because, and we realize, and we see the Yad of Hashem, that if it wasn't for all these incidents, then Yosef wouldn't end up meeting Paro. He wouldn't become the second in command of Egypt. We have to use the same thought process towards our own lives. That sometimes in our lives, bad things, we're going to be thrown in our figurative pit, we'll be thrown into jail, so many bad things that we might view as bad things are going to happen. And we're going to say to ourselves, why are these things happening to us? And then we have to think about Yosef. We have to realize, Yosef was thrown into jail. Yosef was framed. Yosef was thrown into pit by his own brothers. But if it wasn't for all those things, he wouldn't end up being the second command of all of Mitzrayim. And we see this, and I once heard a great mashal. I once heard a great mashal from Rav Shimshon Pincus. He says that sometimes a kid, he looks into his closet and he sees something and he's scared, he thinks there's a monster. And he goes closer and closer and he realizes that's just a teddy bear. Sometimes in our lives we think there's a monster, that we're mamish the world, all these things are monsters, they're evil beings. We realize as we look back and we realize what actually happened. It was just a teddy bear. We have to realize this with everything in our lives, that Hashem is doing everything for our best and everything's mamish, it's just a teddy bear. We can apply the same thought process to the story of Chanukah. We think, there's a crazy milchama between the Yehudim and Yevanim. But no, it was kol tov, everything was good. Everything was geshmak. If it wasn't for the milchama, of them, Matziyah and Yevanim, then who knows if we'd have still the same appreciation for the Beis HaMikdash, the same appreciation for Torah learning. Why is that? Because when a person loses something, that's when he appreciates it the most. That's when the person appreciates it most, and that's why we have the menorah, because we don't have the menorah anymore. And the times of, my kids are Shulchan Aruch, and they have it that when a person, it says back then in Josephus when he's writing about Chanukah, he said that he didn't mention anything about the menorah. Why? Because they had the Beis HaMikdash. Now looking back, now we really appreciate it because we don't have it. So every night we light Chanukah is focused around the menorah. So everyone has a BEGESHMAK Shabbos and has a meaningful and thoughtful Chanukah.